Good morning, Gen X fam. It's me, Clint, the Gen X Pawpaw. Let's talk. First, I want to apologize. I wanted to begin this Wednesday with my Walk It Wednesday series. I want to start. Got to the park, started walking the track, and I did this whole spiel on positivity and what I know about the law of attraction and stuff, and just trying to make it an upbeat thing while I was out getting my morning walk in. And when I come back to the house and sit down and I listen to the playback, the breeze was just terrible. It was just terrible. I guess that's the downfall of these ear pods. I'm eventually, if I want to do this, I guess if I want to do it outside, I'm gonna have to invest in one of them little tiny mics with the little sissy fuzzy stuff on it and blocks the window or whatever. Not to offend no sissies. Um, so I came back here and I started to do another video here in the shop. I had my door open, but of course, all of a sudden, everybody and their brother wants to turn my little street into the main drag going through town for whatever reason, and every dog in the neighborhood decided to come out and bark, and it just wasn't meant to be. No outdoor videos today. So in the shop with the door closed, and we are. So it's a brisk morning. It's late morning now. It's probably, well, ain't no probably to it. Let's tell you. It is 19 degrees Fahrenheit outside. I woke up this morning and it was 10 and felt like 1. So in my brain, that means it was 1. If it feels like 1, it's 1. I don't get that whole measurement they do. This is the temperature, but it feels like this. Summertime they do the same thing. It's 87 outside, but it feels like 99. Well, then it's freaking 99. So back in the shop, I'm here to talk to you, and I was trying to think of what to talk about. I didn't want to go through the whole positivity thing again because when I did that, when I come back to the shop, when I had the door up, I was trying that and watching back, and it looked scripted because I'd done it once, and I was trying to go from memory and trying to say the same things I said before, and it wasn't natural, and that's just not me. It's not that I'm above scripting or reading from a script, writing things down. It's just you're going to be able to tell I'm not very good reading scripts without looking like I'm reading a freaking script. You know what I mean? So another video idea I was thinking about doing was one of the ones that kind of got me into this YouTube phase I'm in. And I don't mean to say that like it's only going to be a little phase, but that's what I'm in right now, is a YouTube phase. And it's all these videos I've seen come out that say YouTube is on easy mode. Is YouTube on easy mode? YouTube is on easy mode. I don't believe none of that. I don't believe in anything easy. In my experience, anything easy has just never been worth it. It's, you get what you put out, and if you putting out easy, you're going to get bullshit. Everything I've ever got that's been of any value came with hard work, and you just earned. You earned it with blood, sweat, and tears. Now, maybe there's some changes to the algorithm, or YouTube has picked up some momentum where it's pushing smaller creators now, because YouTube wants to make money. That's what they're here for. They're here to make money. And it's looking like, instead of just pushing all the big creators that get millions of views and get the watch time, therefore they get to watch the ads. And when companies purchase ads through YouTube, that's how YouTube gets paid, and then that's how YouTubers get paid once they get monetized. They get a piece of the ads that's on their videos. More videos you put out, the longer videos you put out, the more ads that's on them, the more ads that are seen, the more you get paid, the more YouTube gets paid. And it does seem like YouTube's finally figured out, hey, why are we just pushing the big creators that are getting millions of views? Let's push these smaller creators that are getting thousands and thousands of views. We're still getting money from them. So, in that respect, YouTube has eased up on their restrictions or eased up on what they hold back on pushing. But it's definitely, I don't see it being in easy mode. If it was, everybody'd be doing it and everybody'd be making a pile of money. I wanted to clarify that. Now, the easy mode videos, since Thanksgiving-ish that I've been seeing did help to motivate me because I'm watching like, oh, really? Oh, really? I can make money. I can do it easily. I ain't got to have, 100,000 subscribers. I ain't got to have millions of watched hours. I can make money this way. So I've done my research and, I did a lot of video watching and, seen a lot of creators and you watch you know who's bullshitting and who isn't. Now, I don't want to take away from the ones that are posting them videos. They're doing their videos. They're trying to get into the algorithm. And I'm doing the same. That's why I'm doing a lot of talking about being over 40 and getting on YouTube. I'm trying to tap into this algorithm. I'm trying to get caught by the algorithm so I can get pushed. So I will be talking a lot about this for a while. There will be other types of videos to come. But I'm trying to get caught up in this algorithm. I'm trying to get paid. I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to have some fun. I'm trying to do it in a different way than I'm used to doing it. Instead of beating my hands to death, I'm just doing this. I'm at that age. I want something different, and I want to embrace the technology. For the longest time, I shift gears a lot, so hang on, it's a wild ride. For the longest time, I was like one of them old boomers, and I just loathed technology. I just thought it was the bane of our existence. And I don't know. I had this. I think I watched something, and I wish I could credit who it was because I don't remember. But I think I watched. I know who it was. I remember now. Wow. Thank you, universe. It was Joe Rogan, and he had made a comment that when we were kids, how we just look forward to life as the Jetsons and all this futuristic stuff that was to come, and flying cars and robots that clean our house and all this stuff, and that's what we grew up embracing. And now that it's coming, everybody's fears and the fear of the world coming to an end, and blase blahs in power here and blase blahs in power there, and they're just going to end it. And how did I get caught up in that crap? How did I get caught up in all that toxicity and negativity? So I want to embrace the technology. AI is here. We can't do nothing about that. It is here. All the fears you have about it are just useless. It's here. Whatever's going to happen with AI is going to happen with AI. So I'm going to embrace it and use it to my best ability. Use it to better my life. It's there. But back to this easy mode. I want everybody to be very careful and very leery about anything they see about it being on easy mode. Now, is it hard to do? I guess it depends on your definition of hard. I'm not very tech savvy, so it's a little difficult for me learning to do this editing, and there's a bunch of stuff I still got to figure out. But I can figure it out. It's not as hard as what I'm used to. It's not as hard as digging a ditch in a frozen ground so I can dig up a busted water main, or it's not as hard as you know it's not as hard as lugging a 80-gallon water heater down a basement by yourself because your partner didn't show up for work that day. Um, that's hard, you know, dragging your tools on and off a truck every day in the heat and the cold, and then loading them back up at the end of the day, just frozen inches of mud on your boots, and, just crap all over you and terrible temperatures. Just that's hard. That's to me, sitting in a chair editing and stuff is mind numbing some because I'm not used to it yet. But it's not hard. Difficult, maybe. Difficult, but not hard. So I want you to be careful when you watch these videos that say YouTube's on easy mode. YouTube's on easy mode. Like, I don't think there's such a thing. They may have made it more simpler for people to do things, but it is not on easy mode. You're still going to have to get out here. You're still going to have to come up with content. You're still going to have to video it. You're still going to have to edit. You're still going to have to post it. And you're still going to have to hope that it gets pushed and the right people see it and it gets caught, picked up, and carried on. There's nothing easy about that. It's got to happen. There's a lot of pieces that need to fall in place for it to get to a point that you're satisfied with. And there's nothing easy about that. Now, I don't want to say this to discourage anybody, because I want to encourage everybody. Get on here and just make videos. Don't worry about all the editing. Let people see your flaws. That's who you are. That's your personality. That's what's going to shine through. That's what's going to separate you from everybody else. The ones who just let it out, are the ones that get caught in the analytics and the algorithm. Now, that's not to say that good and proper editing and storytelling is invaluable, because it's definitely valuable. It's definitely a way to get out there and get caught up in this algorithm. But you got to know how to do that stuff. You got to be good at it for it to be any kind of high success level. So just get to making videos, and then you'll slowly start learning some of these tricks, and you'll slowly start picking up some apps that help you out, and let yourself get monetized where you make a few bucks a month. You make an extra $150 a month at the beginning when you get monetized, and now you can buy your mic, and now you can buy a decent camera, and now you can buy a couple of these apps that are purchase apps that make editing so much easier and have so many more options, and it just makes video making so much easier. There's that word. It makes video, but it does. It makes video making so much easier. But get to that point. Just start making videos. Just get out there. Just wherever. You could be at your kids' or grandkids' ball games, and you're sitting there in the bleachers. Pop up the camera and take your little video while you're sitting there in the bleachers, or while you're sitting at the table, or whatever, while they're out there doing their thing. Let the world know what you're thinking right then. Give us some inspiration. Give us some good advice. Give us some knowledge. I'm doing this for a multitude of reasons. One of them is I'm really trying to focus hard on keeping positivity in my life. I've lived such a crazy life, such an insane, violent life. Such an insane, mean life that the toxicity and the negativity has just depleted me. It's gotten to the point, as soon as even if it's a new person, if I see the way they talk and I can just tell they're just one of them people that want to drag down things, I immediately go, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be around this. I don't want to soak this shit up like a sponge no more. I don't want to go home feeling this way. Why has my day got to get ruined because somebody wants to stay negative? Now, I'll do my best to try to bring them out of it, but some people are just hard-headed and want to be angry and want to be upset and want to hate the world. And shit, it don't do no damn good. That don't change nothing. That don't make anything better. It don't make you better. It don't make the people around you better. It don't make your life better. Like, what the hell, man? Like, get a clue. You know, go shoot some pool. Go to a high school football game. Go somewhere where there's people cheering and laughing and happy and there's music in the background and life is just okay. I got a good friend of mine. She lives in Pennsylvania and she has this little phrase that just gets me every time because it's so simple, so true, and so meaningful. Your ass needs to get outside and touch grass. When she sees you acting a certain way, she'll tell you, you need to get outside and touch grass. And there's so much truth to that. We need to get back outside. We need to connect. We need to breathe some air in. We need to let our feet ground and to the ground a little bit and get one with the universe again. This negativity just does nothing. It serves no purpose. And now I got grandkids. I wish I'd have thought this way with my kids, but I was still young and dumb. Now I'm just old and foolish. But now that I have grandkids, I just want them to see all the positive. I don't want them growing up like my kids did, hearing the stories of their dad and their uncle and how wild they were and all the crazy crap they did and all the mean stuff they did and you know just idolizing bullshit. I want my grandkids to see a positive, upbeat, large. I'm a large dude. I'm a big guy. I want my grandkids to grow up seeing this big burly dude that was just a big happy teddy bear. I want to embrace the niceness in me. I want to embrace the positivity. I want to help people do better. You know. So that's why that's one of the reasons I keep encouraging people to jump on YouTube. Get on here, share your life with us. Let me see if you're doing better. You may have the words I need to hear that day. Just because I get on here smiling and chipper and stuff, don't mean I didn't wake up a couple hours ago, in a foul mood. My knees are hurting, my back's hurting. I go in here, take my medicine, and do all this crap that I didn't have to do 15 years ago, and feel 15 years ago. And then, I may pop on YouTube real quick because, that's what we do. And see one of my friends that I've subscribed to just tell me exactly what I need to hear this morning. And just set my tone just right out the gate. So be leery of this thinking that YouTube is on easy mode. Now, I'm not discouraging anybody from watching any of the videos because there is this one cat, Dante, that really got me excited for YouTube by saying this stuff, and it's working for him. It's got him an algorithm. He's monetized. He's finally making a couple bucks. He's doing okay. Him and his wifey, they're a great little family. They're beautiful as hell to watch. But I don't believe the easy mode. I believe at most that it'll help get you the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 watch hours you need to be able to apply for the partnership program with YouTube so you can get monetized. I believe that theory of easy mode can help you get to that point. But once you get there, you got to keep people's attention. You got to talk about things. You can't just get on there and say every time YouTube's an easy mode, YouTube's an easy mode. Once I've heard you say that through 5 or 6 videos, I'm kind of done. Like, you're not telling me nothing new. So I don't. It's a very difficult thing for me to spin in my head. Is it on easy mode? It's easier. It's easier to get to a certain point. But I don't think it's easy to get successful. I think it's just hard work and dedicating the hours to videos and dedicating the hours to editing and dedicating all the time to commenting back on people's comments under your post. And I think that's where it lies. And coming up with something to talk about, each time you do a video. Um, I'm in there now in my house, coming down with different video topic ideas. And, it's easy to come up with an idea and have a thought and, have 2 or 3 sentences to go with that thought. But to have a 15 to 20-minute video, there's nothing easy about that. Not to keep your attention. So just be careful when you see that stuff on there. It's not that it's false. It's just not completely true. You get what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer in the power of positivity, and I'm a firm believer in the law of attraction. I do believe in the law of attraction in this universe. I believe positive attracts positive and negative attracts negative. You put out a bunch of positivity and positive things will come back to you. That's not to say negative things won't happen, but positive things will come back to you. It's inevitable. It's you put that energy out there, the energy's got to make a loop and come back. And I firmly believe that the reason I'm nowheres in my life where I wanted to be by the time I got to this age is because of all the negativity I put out there, all the meanness and the assholishness and just not living a good life, going for temporary fixes and momentary happiness. It just doesn't work. Now when I speak of the law of attraction, there's a book and they made a movie or whatever you want to call it, a show, a documentary about it, The Secret. And I'm a firm believer in that. Now, I don't believe you think good things and good things happen. I'm thinking about a double quarter pounder with cheese. Nope, not here. I'm a firm believer in the law of attraction, and I'm really trying my best to put out positive vibes. I'm really trying my best to lead by a better example with my grandkids, with my sons, my daughter-in-law, and anybody that's around me. Anybody on chat. When I'm in the chat room, I can get caught up in the negativity. Somebody gets talking about something and it's just something internal in me. It's like, oh, about that. Let's get in on this conversation. And next thing you know, I'm feeling bad. And physically, I'm like, yeah, I gotta log off. I don't even want to be here no more. And I'll disappear for a week or a month or something. I just not up for it anymore. I really, really just want to focus on being positive and getting the best out of this life and the best out of this gorgeous ass world. I hope you do too. I really hope this plants a seed in somebody's head, even if it's just one person. If I can help to influence one person to just change their mindset a little bit, just adjust it, then this will be worth it. This will be worth it. That'll be something that I get to present to the universe and say, look, I helped that person. It's always been in my nature to help. I've got this weird, I don't know. Was anybody else like this? I got this weird thing where I grew up as an angry child. I didn't have the greatest of childhoods. I don't want to say it was awful because I know people that's had worse, but it was pretty shitty. So I was an angry child. So I grew up with this angry attitude from age 5 on, and I just had to be seen as a badass, and I just had to be seen as a person you didn't bother. But at the same time, I had this great demeanor and this chipper attitude and this helpful way about me where I don't know if it was instilled in me or if I was born with it. I really don't know. Um, it was very confusing, but I let the anger dominate. I let the meanness dominate. It was so pitiful and petty that I had people take interest in me, like teachers and guidance counselors and principals, and they would always tell me, Clint, if you just act this, if you just stop acting out, like you're going to have a good life. You're so smart. You're so intelligent. You pick up on things so well. You love helping people. And they would do the one thing that just seemed to bother me the most and tell me I was a good guy. And fam, let me tell you, for the longest time, and I'm talking about up to my 30s, I'm talking about well into adulthood, I had this ignorant mindset. How dare you tell me I'm a good guy? How dare you tell me I'm kind? How dare you tell me I'm a teddy bear? Like, it's it's so foolish to think that way. And I firmly believe I had the right to think that way. I firmly believed I was correct by correcting people and saying, you can't call me a good guy. I'm not a good man. I am not a good man. I've done a lot of crappy crap. I've hurt people. I've been places people should never be. I've done things people should never do. How dare you say I'm a good man or a good guy? And then something clicked in my 30s, and that'll be another video because that'll be a long story. I mean, not long, but too much to add to this video that's already in process. Something started clicking in my 30s that just wasn't the right thinking. Part of it was I wasn't where I wanted to be in life at that point, and all my little brothers, had better lives than me and owned homes and had wives and kids and families and, good jobs and things were working out. And I'm like, okay, well, obviously, Clint, you're doing something wrong here. So I had to really take an evaluation of myself and a personal inventory. And I thought about that. I can remember I had this fabulous guidance counselor, man. If anybody could have made me into something, it would have been her, Mrs. Fox. And then Mrs. Fox, if you're watching, I love you. I think about you often. I haven't seen you in decades, but I think about you often. She didn't just tell me I was a good guy. She made me feel like I was a good guy. Like I was around her, I was proud to be doing what I was supposed to be doing. I was proud to exceed and excel at things. I don't know what it was about her. Really couldn't tell you. It's just she grabbed me. She wasn't a regular adult, She was this. She gave me the hippie vibes, in the late '80s and early '90s. She just had this free spirit about her. And she said what she thought. We go into her room and she closed the door, and she was no longer like a school employee at that point. She was a friend, and she just said what she thought. She put it out there, and when you're 16 or something, and somebody looks at you, and when a teacher looks at you and say, "What the hell's wrong with you?" That's not normal teacher talk. So it gets your attention. I'm like, oh, okay, this one's different. She don't act like the other ones. She don't ask me what the hell's wrong with me. Or she'll look at me, you need to get your shit together. Like, teachers don't talk like that. School employees don't talk to you like that. This person's different. She's for real. So I had this stupid mindset that I didn't want to be the good guy. So, I got in my 30s and things started to change, and I started to take this personal inventory. And I started to tighten up a little bit. Now, I didn't tighten up quick enough, because I was still doing some stupid things in my 30s. Like I said in a video before, I had a heart attack at 45. But it started to change. there has been a continuous change up till now. And I like thinking the way I think now, especially with grandkids. I just want to be something. I'm going to be gone one day, and I got two choices. My grandkids can talk shady about me, or they can talk up their granddad and talk about how they miss him and talk about the good things he did with them. And, that's what I want. That's how that's what I want. I don't, enough of the world and enough people seen the fake parts of me, the shady parts of me. That's not the real me. The real me is a good person. The real me is a good man. The real me will give you the shirt off his back. The real me will go out there and help you move, even though we ain't that close. I've really worked hard on doing simple little things. I'm in the grocery store. I pull up in the grocery store and I get out and I'm walking up and I see somebody loading a bunch of groceries in their vehicle, and I'll ask them, "Would you like a hand?" And usually they always say no. And that's when you just say something silly. You sure? God put my big ass here for a reason, and you're right there. You sure you don't want a hand real quick? And he'll be like, "Well, sure, if you want to." And then I'll give him a hand, and we'll exchange a few words. And I picked up a couple jobs that way. That's the power of positivity. I've picked up a couple side jobs that way. Just a conversation, would quickly ensue. Maybe a 30-second conversation. And, "Thank you so much. I got to get home. My wife just called me and told me the water pipe's busted and I need to get home and find a plumber." I'm like, "Hey, well, here's my card. Give me a call. I'm not doing nothing right now. If it's an emergency, hit my cell. Give me your address. I'll come out and at least look at it for you, and let you know what needs to be done. And if I can fix it, I'll fix it. And if you want to pay me to fix it, I'll fix it. If you'd rather get somebody else, at least I can let you know what it is." And I picked up a couple jobs just by being nice. Just wasn't even trying to pick up a job. That's the law of attraction. That's the power of positivity working. So yeah, when you see things like that happen, it immediately rings a bell in your head. And you're like, "Shit, this shit works. This is the way it's supposed to be." Why people just want to bring people down and talk about people and belittle them for the things they've done. We've all done shit. Every one of us has done something. Some of us got caught, some of us haven't, but we've all done some foolish shit, some worse than others. Why do I want to drag somebody down because of something they've done? I'd rather uplift them for what they've done, what they're doing. I'd rather get them out of their hole. Yeah, you did some shitty shit. You hurt some people, but you know what? Here, give me a hand. Let me pull you out of this hole. We're going to change that. You're still here. So let's get some positive influence in you. And I don't, when I sit here and say this stuff, don't think I'm preaching this shit like I'm some big guru or some big influencer on people that has all this knowledge. I'm like in the infantile training process of this. But I picked up on it and I understand how it can work. And I see the beauty in it and the magic in it. So I'm a big proponent of it. And I want to push it to other people. I want to help get that out. I want people to look at me and say, "Oh, God, that big country fucker, he's a nice guy, man. He wouldn't hurt a fly." I want people to see that now. I want people to approach me and ask me for help. Stoner thoughts, man. It's weird what comes and goes. One of the things that proved to me I was a decent dude was something, and this is my late wife. She had made this comment. God, I don't know. I was mid-20s. And she had made this comment to me. We was at a birthday party for some kids. And she noticed that even if kids didn't know me, even if pets didn't know me, if there was a scary or tense situation around, kids would run behind me. They'd grab my finger. Dogs would run behind me. And they had always done that. I just never picked up on it. And she pointed it out. She goes, you know why they do that? Like, why? Because you don't fool them. They know they're safe with you. They know you ain't going to let nothing hurt them. They know that before something hurts them, it's got to hurt you first. And they know you're willing to do that. I'm like, how do they know it? They've never spoke to me. They don't know nothing about me. These kids just know. They know. You can't fool a kid. There's no lying kids. Kids don't lie. Kids don't make up until they're taught to lie and make up. They see the truth. And that was like this, that was a seed. You know, it planted in my head, and it took a little while to sprout, but as you think back on it sometimes, there's truth to that. And it just made me believe that I was a good person. And then I remembered, like, growing up, all these people would tell me, you're such a good person. You're such a sweet boy. You know, you're such a sweet man. You're such a kind soul. You're willing to help. You know, you've seen neighbors moving into their apartment, and you went out there and helped them get stuff off their U-Haul, move it up, you know. Yeah, I did, you know. I hate moving stuff. I hate carrying furniture. I think because I'm a big guy, so I've always been the person that friends or family has to help to do that, and I'm just tired of it. But as much as I hate it, I know the people doing it are hating it too, and you know, I just feel like a fool watching people do this work that I can give my hand with. I can make it a little bit easier for them. I can, you know, just make it a little less stressful and painful, you know. Give them a little bit of hope for the day. Like, oh man, I thought I was going to have to do this all by myself today. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot. Won't you come over? I'll order a pizza, you know. I love pizza. You know, so I want you to not underestimate the power of positivity and underestimate the law of attraction. It can bring so many good things into your life. You know, people, influences, jobs, money, career opportunities, hobbies. And if you got somebody in your life that you love, let them know you want to be a positive influence on them. Let them know that's your intention. Because sometimes they don't make it easy for you. Sometimes the people close to you, they know how to push your buttons to bring the worst out. And let them know, like, look, I'm not trying to be like this. I don't want to be like this with you or anybody. Help me out here. You know, I'm trying to be positive. Help me stay that way. Now, it's not on anybody else. It's nobody else's responsibility to affect your mood and your mode and your way of thinking. But there's nothing wrong with asking people close to you for help. You know, help me out with this. Help keep me on this track. So to summarize, is YouTube on easy mode? Don't believe that crap. I'm not trying to tell you it's hard. I'm not trying to derail anybody. I want people to get on here and make these videos. I want Gen Xers and 50-year-olds and 60-year-olds and 70-year-olds and 80-year-olds to get on here and just say, I'm not done with life. I still got a lot of life left. I've got a lot of information I can share. I've got a lot of knowledge I can give you. I've got a lot of wisdom I want to impart on you. I want that. I just don't want nobody getting on under the false pretense that it's in some kind of easy mode. You know, it's almost like they make out like, oh, well, you know, YouTube's in easy mode. You know, you can make $10,000 a month now. Come on. Ain't nobody going to make no $10,000 a month easy. Just ain't going to happen. So, no, I don't believe in the easy mode on YouTube. Yes to the power of positivity. And yes to the power of of the law of attraction. I want to thank everybody for supporting me, those that have reached out to me. Like my video, subscribe to my channel. It was exciting last night watching me get my first subscribers and stuff. And I just hope this train keeps on moving along, and I hope it picks up steam, and I hope others get on board with it with me and ride this little trail out with me. And I hope it takes me to new avenues I ain't even thought of yet. I hope I start coming up with ideas that was like I ain't even allowed my brain to realize yet. I'm going to stay positive, and I'm going to do my best with what I got to do it with, and the knowledge I have to do it with, and with the friends and family that want me to do it, and want to share it with me. So on that note, I look forward to seeing some of y'all and spending some time with y'all again soon. Look forward to hearing from you. If you're up here, stay warm. If you're in the southern hemisphere, stay cool. And until then, this is Gen X Paw Paw. One love.